Hey, photographer, how was that water?
Listen, can you pull some cool moves? I want to take some pictures of you in action.
Why are you crouching again? What are you doing? Hey guys, welcome back to Infamous Filler. We have Yule back.
I came back from the depths of hell because I am a retard, I think. I don't know. I want to make a justification for my stupid shit, but I guess none of it works, so...
Yule was just not interested in the story and just the stuff relating to the game in general, so he thought, hey, I'll probably be better fit for these filler parts, because it's like these are just kind of us messing around.
Yeah, I honestly just wanted to... Like, it's not that I wasn't interested in the story, it's more like I didn't have much to say about it, so...
Yeah.
I basically just decided, hey, how about we let Weed and Legon, who are more interested about this than I am, or not interested, more because I still
We both completed the game. We both completed the game and kind of had more of a chemistry going through it.
Yeah, meanwhile, I am a retard who never finished the game fully, so yeah.
Jesus Christ, we need to stop saying that, but whatever. Damn it.
Where's the photographer? Defeat the mark. Oh, that's what I'm supposed to do.
Photographer. Oh wait, that joke was already done.
Hey, photographer, where'd you go?
Hey, photographer, you go into the ocean?
Anyways, we have something to talk about, which just came up after we recorded our podcast. It seems like Rooster Teeth.
Can you tell that we record these things after the podcast?
Just need a few more pics.
Only this
Photographer.
one. Photographer. Yeah, take a picture of the podcast, people. Photographer.
Yeah, so it seems like Rooster Teeth has been accused of excessive crunch and unpaid overtime for every season of,
by the way.
for every season of RWBY and what was that bullshit? Genlock overtime.
What?
Yeah,
they have a show called Genlock Overtime. What the hell? Wow. But
still,
I guess the crunch. I'm not surprised.
You're not surprised?
Some just need a couple more
Why
pictures.
Yeah. Because like they've kind of overworked themselves on even red versus blue. In like it's because I mean it's not saying it's justified, but it's like Halo manipulating cameras in Halo is a bitch. So like they kind of overworked themselves doing red versus blue, and it's like I'm not surprised to think it's okay to do it now, but RWBY's a different phenomenon.
I mean, the fact that, I mean, honestly, I just don't think that RWBY is a good series, so that makes it even less worth for it to be crunched, but...
It's
I mean,
certainly not as good as it was before, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Which the same can be said for red versus blue, to be fair. Rooster Teeth just isn't the same as it was, like, 10 years ago.
Yeah. I think it's more of... I think more with RWBY, though, it can be more attributed to the fact of rest in peace, Monty Ohm. He was taken too soon.
Yeah, apparently,
Which,
like...
the sad thing is, he probably wouldn't have agreed with this, like, this happening. I don't know, he was always kind of good to his team and protected them.
Yeah, I'm looking at the page, and a lot of the complaints seem to go the same way. They literally go and
Just need a few more pics.
your call crashed, didn't it?
What?
Hold on, wait. The wheat skull crash, but whatever.
No, don't call it out. I was just resetting it to get the screen share to work again. But hey, behind the scenes, it's a filler part, whatever.
Keep it up. Just need a few more
Nobody
pics.
cares.
Hey, do you like watching me do the Sonic Adventure 2?
Yeah, but again, the complaints, the more consistent complaints is to be like the management in Rooster Teeth is terrible. Artists are led with the promises of full-time employment and benefits, and they don't even get that. So
Wow.
you know, they basically get, you know, told to work overtime. The upper management is extreme. It's like a clique, which also has insanely high expectations. Basically, they tell their employees to animate a 10 to 14-minute episode in 2 weeks. The fact that they offer just very low
3D animation, that's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, and very low compensation for that to add up to the problems. In
Which
fact,
is sad because like RWBY is becoming a pretty big success as a series. It's making a lot of money, and It's getting on all these streaming services.
And it's
officially,
also
so
doing well
they're-
in Japan too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like
It-
Rooster Teeth isn't making a profit off of this.
I mean, it's one of the reasons why it's made it into Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. So yeah,
Right.
you can't justify this kind of shit. And apparently, like very low compensation. Like one of the employees talks about how some people have gone multiple years without a raise on their pay. And speaking of payments, no overtime, a toxic work environment, and and basically many complaints. Like human resources has to remind everyone that you have
Oh
quote
my.
unquote unlimited. Yeah,
To interrupted you for a why is
yeah,
it
don't worry.
that when I'm on camera, I always find the blast shards that I miss when I'm off grinding?
Why? I'm telling you, man, you have that stupid reverse Let's Play curse.
Yeah, I
hate
know,
it.
right?
Especially because our our upcoming spoiler alert, Sonic Heroes LP is going to show. Well, this will go up after it's probably started.
No,
but
I
Sonic
mean,
Heroes shows that
well,
Yule gets the
soon
reverse
before.
of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
Yule gets the Let's Play curse handed right to him on a silver platter, and then here I am
And
getting
like-
full 100% completion effortlessly.
Fuck this guy.
Yeah, and it's like
Fuck this
Legon's just
guy.
wrapping his arm around the damn Let's Play curse and be like, "Hey, buddy, what's up? We're friends now."
Hey, you remember me about paying off Tom Nook's debt? You mean the debt?
Hey, man, you like how I put that photographer in the ocean, didn't you?
You know how Tom Nook gives you debt? I give the Let's Play curse debt.
You owe me goodwill, bitch. But yeah, back to what you were saying about the crunch at Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, apparently there's a lot of these acquisitions falling into head, and they don't specifically say how much they're being paid, but well, a lot of employers are saying that this kind of the pay is laughable compared to the amount of mandated unpaid hours of labor. So that's a fucking bullshit thing to do. And the fact that there's no career advancement from it, and contract workers are giving empty promises of full-time employment before being shown the door once the production is done, which is a fucking dick thing to do.
Which is also
Yeah.
not full-time employment in the first place.
We see this thing a lot in the games industry, and it's not more justifiable there. It's actually almost worse.
Yeah.
But to see this from a company like Rooster Teeth, which is very it's built off of I don't want to say nerds from the internet, but it's like based off of people who grew up in internet culture, and you'd think they would know better than this crap, but they didn't. You think they would know better than to treat people like subhuman employees, especially considering they made a career off of something after having worked 9-to-5 jobs, and yet they're falling into the same traps that all these game companies do, where it's like it seems like the people who run these companies are kind of getting out of touch with the modern day employee environment and what that would deserve to make it a good one.
I mean,
It's kind of crazy.
I mean, the fact that they have mandatory 10 to 12-hour days for multiple months, that's fucking bullshit, man. Not
Yeah,
even
it's
the-
like I just said 9-to-5, and it's like that's almost twice the size of a 9-to-5.
Yeah.
Well, it is
Like-
bullshit.
Yes.
And yeah, and what's worse is that apparently the management doesn't know how to do it properly, because they haven't realistic deadlines, they have poor planning, and they have indecisiveness. In other words, they're fucking acting like
Amateurs.
they don't know what the amateurs, when they're supposed to be a bunch of professionals at this point.
Yeah, and it's like this crazy thing is like RWBY is they're probably arguably one of their more famous breakout hits, but at the same time, Red versus Blue broke out a long time ago too, and it went pretty high professional, high stakes. So it's like it's not like this is their first time doing something that's mainstream important. It's just kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy that they of all people are also showing their amateur tales at this point.
Yeah, and apparently a question was asked during an all hands meeting, and they asked, "How are you going to handle crunch this year?" Instead of giving a clear answer, the head of the RT animation department completely
Bunch of
dodged the
transients
question.
stole my supplies.
If you don't
Because
know,
of course they did.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
if you don't know how you're going to tackle a problem, try saying at the very least, "I don't know. I will get back to you ASAP."
We'll get
And
there when we
actually-
get there.
Yeah, exactly.
AKA,
That
don't ask this question. Shut up. We're gonna do whatever we want.
AK, or I don't have an answer. Get back to me later. Here's my number.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well, they wouldn't
I
go that far.
honestly,
It's like,
yeah, I'm reading these stories and people just don't want. People just, there. Most of these complaints seem to be, you know, these complaints seem to be really, really dick moves. I am reading one of these. Legon, if you can you leave a link to the document?
I can
So
maybe
that
just
people
show
can
some
read
on
it?
screen.
Yeah, sure.
If I keep a
yeah,
note of
just
it.
show some of the comments.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
make sure
just
to
message
remind
them.
me to keep a note on it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a comment from March 25th. Massive amounts of unpaid overtime.
Wow, this is going on a couple months ago, and wow, sorry.
Yeah, massive amounts of unpaid overtime. They promise to give you the time back, but obviously impossible to take. Management is just a joke. They can't schedule or stay on track to save their lives. Total amateur hour. Zero follow through on policies made. Have at a pizza party at the very least. Pay much lower than standards. Don't expect real raises. Promotions with increased responsibilities don't come with comparable pay bumps. Most promises of amendment and opportunities are hollow wishful thinking. Almost zero follow through with meaningful investment in employee education. You can access that Udemy account, and that's about it. Management will blame the artists instead of taking responsibility, and will even throw people under the bus to cover themselves. Internet celebrities are more valuable than artists. Their awards are called, and I'm not even fucking kidding here, Cockbite of the Month of last year. And it's what they're called, their employees. You may not want to be called that, but that's too bad. It's their culture. A few guys draw penises everywhere to be funny. God.
It's what's actually kind of funny to me too is like one of their biggest members, Gus, is like a super into social justice and constantly criticizes things that are against social justice, but like here they are calling their best employees what you just said. Like what?
Yeah, and apparently there's also not much diversity in management. Feels like you need to be a straight white male to be appreciated. Now this is actually something like if these allegations are
Like I just brought up Gus and his social justice stuff, and it's like, wow, you are proving why your mentality is hypocritical.
yeah. Yeah.
Goddamn.
So, yeah, I'm here. So, advice to management from this thing is hire some actual seasoned professionals to upper management in animation. Demonstrate that there are some consequences for them instead of taking out on employees, which I fucking agree with 100%. But like,
It also seems like the internet celebrity thing actually kind of rings a lot of a bell because it really seems like a lot of those higher ups at Rooster Teeth in general, like Bernie, Gus, and all them, really kind of let a lot of this success kind of go to their heads without realizing that you're in that internet, like this internet fame is being in between being an actual professional studio and being just amateur dickheads who are doing something for the looks at us. But
it's the difference between being a AAA developer and an indie developer.
Wait,
Right, and it's
even we are doing a better job than them, and that's the problem.
yeah, we are being a little more understanding of each other's limits. in a sense.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Well, there's only so much a human can do, but yeah.
I mean, just look at us, for example. I'm gonna bring the podcast again, but we just started to set a limit about how we wanted to be more professional in regards to our attitude because we had a hiatus in terms of the podcast, and we wanted to prevent that. We want to look more professional, of course. So what we did was just say, hey,
we got to be more organized about this.
Yeah, and we basically started doing this 2-hour grace period, where we basically have to state, hey,
Well,
can we
okay,
make
let
it to
me
the
clarify. Like you have the entire like the rest of this week. Any of you can say you don't want to be on it, but I'm just saying the deadline is that 2-hour grace period when we're preparing,
Yeah.
which is something low key think that got misunderstood. But still, it's like we're not also saying oh you have to be here every single week and you have like one day. You know, it's like we're not crunching people.
Exactly. If you can't make it, we can understand it. Okay, we know that you have your limits. We know that you have a life.
Personal lives and all that stuff.
Just let us know
want
ahead
to
of
be
time.
informed.
Is the
Yeah, we
big
just want to be
deal.
informed.
There you go. We're instantly more professional than Rooster Teeth is being right now. Oh
Yeah.
my god, I forgot.
Yeah, if we were Rooster Teeth, we'd be like, hey, you're going to come in for that podcast, right? Because you want them exposure bucks, and we're not going to pay you, right? And we're going to demand that you be here every single day.
Don't you
quote the
love this job? No.
Don't you love being a part
What
of
if
an
we pay
internet
you to say
celebrity
yes?
company?
No. to quote
What
quote
if we
the
pay you
original
more?
poster. To quote the
No.
to quote the original poster about this, it's almost darkly funny that most of the positives regarding Rooster Teeth is that they give you free food on Mondays and the people are nice.
I'm sure they are nice as personal people, but it's like they clearly are internet celebrities that don't know how to run a professional company, to be 100% honest.
Yeah.
Like like I said, they're just that in between. It's like if Ninja ran a company, it's like he could probably have some ability to do so, knowing how he runs his own stuff. But like, you can only get so far without that. Most of you probably didn't go to business school, or it's a lot of these things that are important to running a company.
And you know
that-
what's yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Go on.
Well, my last little detail point was like, they're also very socially unaware of what's going on because crunch is a very big topic of discussion on the internet, in all forms.
I mean that even then, like it's like like from these testimonies, it seems like management just is really aware that they are doing these things, but
They just don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. Or they aren't going to do jack shit about it, which again, it's still bullshit because most reviews mention that the heads of the departments are aware of the crunch, but refuse to do anything about it beyond offering platitudes or dodging the question on what the company is actually going to do to fix the crunch problem. And if we go to the crux of the argument, crunch isn't worth it. Like, it doesn't work even. Like,
there's studies to prove that it doesn't really accomplish anything. It doesn't accomplish anything more than if you left a development team or artists or studios alone to do their thing for as long as they need to. You're going to get the same amount of results.
What even is the point of doing this? Like, I get that RWBY is supposed to be a weekly show or whatever, but you're an internet nice time up. You're an internet show. You can take your time with these things.
Yeah, we also live in an era where like things on Netflix can get put out all at the same time, so you literally could just pump a season. You could eliminate crunch by saying, "Hey, we're gonna pump a season out, but we're also gonna give the people the time to finish the season."
Yeah.
Okay, you get like 6 months to finish the season. I'm sure you can get it done in that time, or 7 months, or a year even. So it's like there's no excuse for it at this point other than incompetency. Which is kind of what it also makes it crazier to me that video game companies go through crunch when it's like there is literally no benefit to this, and you're handicapping yourself.
I mean, we literally just came off the heels from Nintendo just giving.
Why do I keep failing this mission?
Nintendo,
Because you know what, Legon? You only have 10 minutes to complete this mission. goddammit. Get to work.
Okay,
We're
fine,
crunching
Mom.
you. What?
Start crunching, start crunching, you bitch.
I don't see you running fast enough. I don't see you zapping fast enough. Yeah, zapping does nothing in this mission. What the hell am I talking about?
Well,
I'm gonna zap the spotlights. That'll make them get done faster.
It actually
Yeah.
won't, but whatever.
Well, back to the point. Nintendo basically just, they basically just got a report about how they delayed Animal Crossing.
Oh wow, I finally
New
did it.
Horizons.
I finally did it,
Yeah,
and that was the last
finally.
one.
Woo!
Oh, you finally got all these done. These are kind of lame, but yeah.
No, not all of them, but
There's still
yeah.
more left, but yeah, you got ones done for this island, I think.
It's a good place for the acrobatic.
Oh, look at that! There's another one of the same exact
True.
mission right here.
Well, I accidentally got an ass. What's new? But
Go ahead.
yeah,
Back on
Yule
topic.
is kind of right that it's like, yeah, Nintendo is playing Animal Crossing and then Metroid Prime 4.
All
It's the
right.
exact
And,
reason.
oh my god! Wow. There was one right here, and then the next one is literally right next to it.
Don't you love the placement of side missions in Infamous?
It's such a good thing, man.
This game is so great. It has absolutely
I
no
know this
problems
game.
whatsoever.
My name is Yule. I've played this game to completion. Believe me. And to be fair,
Believe
I don't blame him. This is a kind of a. Okay, shut the fuck up, Naruto. I just finished watching that. I don't need to get any more of it.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, that one was done super quickly.
But yeah, Nintendo just said that they're gonna delay Animal Crossing and did it in a nice way. And this is the reason why they're delaying games. Like they're delaying Metroid Prime 4 and
They're doing it for
Animal
quality
Crossing.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
and
ignore the fact that they refuse to put their foot in on Pokemon and do the same thing. But whatever.
honestly, my heart goes out to those poor people who are working crunch hours and like, fuck Rooster Teeth. Like, you don't do that. You don't do that and go on skate. And like,
She cleared them out. Get the train moving again.
you simply cannot do this kind of shit.
You can go to Walmart or like a store and get a better work experience, which is kind of sad because those companies are also kind of.
You guys are both lagging
They're
a bit.
not.
You're cutting out.
It's, well,
Oh.
you're in that pit. You're in the pit and later on.
We kind of go.
Both of you are lagging.
Yeah. You're lagging too.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
No, not you. Legon is.
Pause.
This
Cut.
happens to us all the time.
Cut.
Anyway.
A part-time job that doesn't even pay much minimum wage.
Yeah. Welcome back to Filler Infamous, where we make fun of Legon for being a poor bitch.
Oh.
But still having more technical prowess than Wheat.
Oh, he's so right. I love the bants. I love the bants.
Okay, I guess.
At least I
Now
don't
that
got
we're
a hot
back,
dog stands.
now that we're back, we're gonna get the next train moving because the last one was a
Yeah.
story mission, and now they're side missions, like I said in that
Legon's
part.
Legon's computer died because we made it do crunch time.
Oof. Yeah, so back to the subject about crunch, it's just, you know, you can't do this kind of shit, Rooster Teeth. Like, it's just not fair, you know?
It's not right. It's treating, like I said, it's treating creative people worse than if they went to like a supermarket to work. It's like, that's absurd. You do these kind of jobs to avoid having to work those hard jobs, you know, and you're getting treated worse than if you did those hard jobs. And you know, it's even more appalling that video game companies do this stuff, because it's like, you have the professional clout to be better than this. Like, Rooster Teeth, I'm not justifying it, but I can kind of see why a company like this could be under this scrutiny and not understand the weight of it.
And like I said,
It's
I
like
don't
video
I-
game company, like, yeah.
And like
Go
I
ahead.
said, I don't understand the reasoning behind this shit, because it's Rooster Teeth, it's RWBY. It's not a quality product, it's fucking RWBY. Okay?
Well, I mean, even if people like the quality, it's like, it's not like a multi-million-dollar.
It's not
project
something that
in the-
has to be put out each and every week on each and every specific day, every single time.
Yeah.
You can be loose with it.
Especially in a medium where you can get away with just posting everything at once a year apart. You know? Like I said, it's on stuff like Netflix and all that stuff. Like, Netflix lets you put everything all out at once. There's no excuse for it.
Yeah. Again, I
Like,
don't...
video games, it's a complicated situation because video games are different, but at the same time, like, this is, like you said, it's just RWBY.
Yeah, it isn't even it isn't even a national treasure. It's because, like I said before, a lot of people don't like RWBY. They just think that it's a shite show, and no wonder why they think that it's really fucking dumb, even since Volume 1. So, yeah, why the fuck are people getting crunch for this?
Yeah, and it's not like a video. Yeah, it's not like a video game where it's like, okay, it's not justifying video games either at all. But it's like, with video games, there are producers
Debatable
and
excuses.
yeah, not excuses even. It's just like with video games, it's a different medium to where it's like you see why these companies do the crunch. It's like their sponsors, or not sponsors, that's the wrong word, but like producers and investors and publishers, that's the word.
All
and
these
they
different
expect
kinds of people involved with this thing
yeah,
compared to anime.
yeah, and they all have their own deadlines. Where it's like with RWBY, it's like you said, it's just a fucking show on the internet at this point
Yeah.
that people can either like or leave it or take it. But it's like people are not demanding that you give them their RWBY episodes every week.
Okay, so follow up. Matt has responded to the threat. So yeah, journalistic integrity, but whatever.
Wait, what threat?
The crunch. The
Oh,
Rooster
like
Teeth
the accusations. You mean
Yeah.
instead of you said threat, like there was a threat against them.
No.
More like
so,
the accusations of them doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, so here we go. Quoting Matt, we have seen the recent messages about Rooster Teeth's animation studio related to crunch, and want everyone to know that we take this concern seriously. We acknowledge that we could have better managed our animation pipeline, no shit, and we apologize to all who have been affected. Over the last several months, we conducted a review and have taken several steps to improve communication and workflow to ensure that we have a studio where people are happy to come work every day. We are announcing today that new measures on the road to improvement. Why does this feel like a
Okay.
corporate thing?
Well, yeah, I was just
That
thinking
does
that
sound like
same
a
thing as like
boilerplate response. Yeah.
it's a PR guy response where it's like, and you know what's crazy? It's like I would never have expected that from a company like Rooster Teeth that was formed on the internet and was everything but a corporate company. And it's like, wow, this is what they kind of turned into.
Okay, let me continue with the statement. It isn't over. Effective today, we are moving forward with a previously planned change in our producing and creative structure. Gray G. Haddock is stepping down as the head of the studio for animation to dedicate himself to a strictly creative role. With Gray's help, we have been in the process of hiring a new production head of the department who will be responsible for the overall producer hierarchy and staff management. We want to thank Gray for his... So basically the current head is stepping down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically,
Further.
PR nightmare caused them to get fired.
Further, we are consulting with experienced leaders in the animation industry on our workflow, pipeline, production structure, and other areas to enhance the workplace experience for our staff. Margaret M. Dean, the head of Elation Animation Studios and president of the Women in Animation, will consult with us and aid the search for a new studio lead. We'll always continue to work on improvements to our workplace, and we appreciate everyone's support and feedback on this ongoing mission.
That
Again,
sounds
very,
so corporate
very
and boilerplate.
PR. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, no, I mean,
Even down to
didn't
the
see-
corporate firing.
Again, I didn't see anything about paying the staff for their overtime, so
It's almost
You-
like, what's his face? Cliff Blazinski not giving anyone fucking severance. It's like, what? This is the one thing you could probably do that people would probably give you credit for, is just paying what people are owed. But, of course, greedy corporations never do that, and Rooster Teeth is desperate to be a corporation at this point.
I mean,
It's
I
just
kinda
weird,
want-
though. Go ahead.
no, I want you go.
Well, no, it's just like I'm saying, it's just really weird to see this behavior and all these responses from a company that, again, was based off of people on the internet wanting to leave their 9-to-5 jobs, and yet you're treating your employees worse than like a Target employee or something. It just doesn't make any sense. Maybe they just hired the wrong people for influence.
That could be it. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just don't get it.
Well,
like,
Yeah, what were you getting ready to get at?
Like,
Look, we're leading Rooster Teeth employees to their grave.
Oh my god.
oh my god, I hate you.
Four prisoners.
Get moving to your animation crunch.
Oh my god.
I want to see them gun size move faster.
Oh my god, you fucking cunts. I hate you all.
Get down! Get down! It's the fan base getting mad at us.
God.
Kill them.
Why did I accept doing
Cole
this?
McGrath is a believer in crunch time. I knew it.
I
No question mark.
fucking hate my life.
I mean, he can go as fast as lightning, so of course he is. He doesn't matter.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter because he can get it all done within a day. Why can't you? Why can't you worthless employees get it done? Oh wait, we're not gonna call you employees because that means we owe you things we don't want to give you. Oops.
Yeah, it would take a normal person 10 seconds, like 5 or 3 seconds to draw a gun. Cole just snaps and the person's dead.
Anyway, continue, you.
Like I said, a lot of this reply seems like a bullshit.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
I have the feeling that you know, you know how one of the employees is basically basically said that they don't believe this kind of shit, that the corporate keeps saying that,
No one gets
hey,
away
we are going to do something about it, and they really don't do anything about it, just, you know, calm the
Just to make
masses.
these outraged fans happy.
No, it's not fans, it's basically telling the employee.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, just people calling them out on this to make them feel like they're making a difference, but it's like they're not.
Ugh.
It's just like I said, the biggest sticking point is like, okay, I expect this from corporations and companies like Rockstar and all these corporate d-bags and all that stuff, but I shouldn't have expected it from something like Rooster Teeth, which again was built by people who just wanted to do something creative with their lives and get out of them 9-to-5 jobs.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
And I think
It's-
after this thing goes away, I think we found someone from one of those 9-to-5 jobs. They're acting extremely scarred. Like, just give it a second. Jittering
Okay.
around, stuck
What
in
the
the
fuck?
corner.
Man, that lady really has to go. What the hell?
What the?
I thought. What the fuck?
He pushed her
And
in.
there goes. And there goes Rooster Teeth. And there goes Rooster Teeth corporate slipping it under the rug. You come out about crunch. They're sending the spiders. They're sending the spiders. They're sending the spiders to kill the crunch time. They're sending the spiders after the people coming out against them. The Rooster Teeth apocalypse has begun.
This game is amazing.
You cannot escape the gun scythe.
Fuck this game.
Look, there's one of them hot dog stands. Your arch rival.
God damn it, this game.
Oh no.
Oh fuck.
It was a worthy sacrifice to get. It was a worthy sacrifice
Sorry,
to get rid of
sorry.
the hot dog stand.
Sorry.
Cole McGrath, the greatest hero? Question mark.
Cole,
No, yeah.
This game is absolutely amazing.
Cole,
Phelps, Static Shock. Phelps believes in crunch time.
Cole Phelps, McGrath.
Man, I knew this is his descendant.
Just make sure you take
That's
them
why we
all
keep
out.
going down into the sewers, because we need to get revenge for our great grandpa.
This kind of crap.
From the 1950s.
Well, it would be his grandpa by this time in this period in time. But
The secret story is that he's actually Cole Jr.
Oh my god.
oh, he's the son. Okay, I get it. Wow, Cole, your mom was a whore,
Oh fuck.
and your dad was a dirty
the lore
cheater.
thickens.
The lore just continues
So
expanding.
that's why he has. That's why Cole McGrath has fucked up morals, because his dad was a piece of shit.
Hey, photographer. Guess that continues
my
through
God.
the bloodline.
So that's why he just throws the exploding car with a person in it into the water to take a picture of it.
god.
Hey, photographer, you're gonna take a picture of this, right? Well, you better, otherwise I'm gonna zap you.
He just
you
holds his
better
hand with the zappy zaps and against his fucking throat.
Hello, sir, are you okay?
Sir, that's a barbed fence. You alright? Okay.
Do you need me
they're
to
making
put
you
you
do
out
that
of your
crunch.
misery?
They're making you do that crunch time again. I gotcha.
He's still there.
Oh my god, he's immortal.
Oh fuck!
Oh,
He
never
literally
mind.
just fucking got.
He's doing it again.
Yes, punch the barbed wire. Look, them sheep employees, you just can't stop them.
Right, this is
It's
a
their
thing for
fault.
a later mission. We'll explain that on the story part.
Wait,
so.
you can go here early and just get the thing to start zapping early. I thought that was like a story thing where they had to turn it on.
It is, but you can still go here early and it's there for no reason.
Hey,
Oh my god.
because programming. We thought about it on our 30-man team. You know, I still want to point out that Sony offered to help on this game and they turned it down.
Because of course they did.
Because they wanted to stick true to their vision, quote unquote.
Because of course they did. More like that.
Yeah. It's like, now the more I think about that, it's like the more I kind of think about it, it's like, why didn't Sucker Punch just say, okay, yeah, we can use some help with the programming?
We need some people to help make sure it's not jank.
Then again, I'm happy they didn't, because it wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get people running into barbed wired fences with a smile on their face.
Or Mr. Fantastic Leg.
or in the Infinity
Oh my
Shotgun.
god, I need to start watching this play.
Shotgun of time and space.
Oh my god, I really need to.
And
oh
then
my
me
god,
just
that
messing
was
up.
a
Or
cool save.
Captain America rushing the bridge during the war
Oh yeah.
and winning.
No,
Man,
no.
rocket
Steve
launchers.
Rogers.
Wasn't I in for that? I
No.
think it was.
No, you were just here
No.
for Mr. Fantastic Leg, that's all.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that.
You didn't see the Infinity Shotgun and you didn't see Steve
I
Rogers.
wish.
And all the
on
great
steroids.
stuff happened immediately after you decided to leave for the main story.
Alright, fuck you, Yule. You're the worst. We're cutting you out of this commentary group. Get to crunching on the editing.
I made the team, dickhead.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
also
we'll get to
kicking you out of
crunching on the
this.
editing.
We're cutting you off the team you created. Fuck you.
On that point, should we cut the part here?
After I finish this
Should we-
mission. This one's gonna be a bit
Oh.
longer than the other ones, but I've already started this mission, and it might be a little
Oh,
long.
fair enough. Fair enough. You want to do one more then after this? By the
Just-
way,
Maybe one more after
Who
this
cares?
mission, I don't know.
who cares? Behind the scenes, it's a filler part. No one cares.
It's just us talking and the game going in the background mostly. So
Get to
it's like,
crunching, Yule.
whatever.
Let me
Find
get
us
my
another
whip.
topic to talk about.
But yeah,
Yeah, hurry up.
Jokes aside, jokes aside, before we finish this part, that fucking thing about crunch is bullshit. Like, honestly, I expected better from Rooster Teeth, and I am disappointed.
I expected better, but it really seems a situation like the original creators just kind of hired yes men or hired shitty corporate people so that they can just be internet celebrities and not have to deal with this junk.
Yeah, and I like I said, it's bullshit. Okay, yes. Like, jokes aside, we're making fun of it, but crunch is not okay. Like,
No, it
simple
is
as
not.
that.
Nah.
No, it is not okay. We did not, like, we made fun of it, but we do not stand by this. And
We
honestly,
made fun of it because it's ridiculously stupid
Yeah.
that it exists.
yeah, honestly, Rooster Teeth, I hope that you do better, and I hope that those employees get compensated. I hope that you actually take measures against this kind of shit, because if you don't, I will be fucking pissed. Okay, like.
And we all know that Yule is the control of all the things in the world. No, but
It's
think
not
a lot of people
that,
would be
but
mad.
it's not that. Yeah, but I will be pissed. A lot of fucking RWBY fans are already pissed at this shit. So
a lot of internet commenters in general just would look at it and be upset because it's just an issue that's been plaguing a lot of things lately.
yeah,
But it's
Yeah,
even crazier for something like this because it's like I said, it's like we all said, it's like you're just animating a show. It's not like a video game where there's a lot of moving parts that are not understandable for crunch, but you can see why this stuff happens and it should be fixed. But it's a bigger, complicated situation in video games where you're just an animation company doing entertaining YouTube or internet videos. Like, there should be no need for crunch.
Exactly. And I honestly thought, like, whoever thought it was a good idea to do this kind of shit, fuck you. Okay, fuck you. Straight up, fuck you. Like, you definitely don't get any sympathy from any of us. Like, fuck you. Okay, just
Yeah. It's like you took something that Monty owned, like, he basically was, like it or hate it, it was his passion project, and he never pushed his team into doing, like, working there to the bone on his. And once he passed away, it's like they gave it to corporate schmucks that didn't understand anything about anything important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, before we keep going, I just want to point out that the 2 blast shards I found earlier were the final 2 that I had left in that area.
Yay.
Hey,
Like-
Legon, there's an addiction clinic over there.
Hey.
You have a problem, just saying.
Yeah, I do, but I'm still doing the Let's Play, and it's funny to watch,
Put
so
down
it's
the
not...
blast shard pipe, Legon.
Shut
Put down
up!
the
I
blast
can
shard
quit
pipe.
whenever I want to.
Sip. Sip out of the bottle and
Anyways.
is the blast shard.
Anyways, yeah.
As I
honestly,
gravitate toward the
call.
train.
as you gravitate toward the train.
We're gonna call it apart here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, we'll see you guys next part.
We're gonna get to crunching so that we can get the next part out as soon as possible.